Let's get going. So we're here to talk about the news, and let's do that. Let's start with this right here. Many of you saw over the past weekend how we actually had a notable UFO sighting, and this is pretty cool, actually. This is reported by the Daily Mail. Actually, many people picked this up because it actually got some mainstream play, which doesn't always happen with a UFO sighting in particular. But headline here from the Daily Mail reads: FAA notified after large blue UFO spotted in Hawaii appears to fall into the ocean, as Harvard professor who claims aliens visited in 2017 says more are coming. And we'll talk about that in a sec too. So a large blue glowing object was spotted in the night sky in Oahu on Tuesday. Witness Mariah and her husband followed the object for 3 miles in their car. Footage shows the UFO moving across the sky before falling into the ocean. The sighting was reported to the FAA, which confirmed it had not received reports of overdue or missing aircraft. Comes as Harvard Professor Avi Loeb reignited conspiracy theories about extraterrestrial life. There they are. There it is. You can't have a news story without mentioning conspiracy theorists, right? It is the catalyst of everything. If you reject a particular political view, you, my friend, are a conspiracy theorist. And it doesn't matter from which side. It doesn't even matter. Anyway, Avi Loeb maintains the 2017 discovery of the Oumuamua rock is actually a piece of discarded technology from an alien civilization. So we'll talk about that in a sec as well. But here we go. Let's look at the Hawaii one. There's some photographs here, and I'll link some better pictures here. But so from the article, residents in Hawaii were left baffled this week after spotting what they believe could have been a UFO falling into the ocean, prompting some to call the police. Several witnesses from different locations across Oahu reported seeing a large glowing blue mass flying over the night sky around 8:30 p.m. Tuesday, Hawaii News Now reported. Videos of the strange sighting shared on social media showed what appeared to be a glowing blue object moving across the sky. Wouldn't you know it? Just like people said. One local woman, identified as Mariah, was outside her home when she saw the UFO passing over the nearby Princess Kahanu Estates. Quote, I look up and I was like, oh shit, she told the news station. I started calling my husband and them because they were all in the garage. And here's a photograph of what that actually looked like. Actually, there we go. There's a full screen, and I'll link this if you guys want to have a closer look. And it does indeed appear to be a blue-like object here. I'm not exactly sure the shape is a little bit almost like something you see from a video game. And it does appear to be moving. I don't know, maybe this actually is, of course, who knows, because that's the whole point of a UFO, unidentified flying object, right? So this is what was actually seen in Hawaii over this past weekend. So let's read just a little bit more of this. But I thought it was fun that stuff like this actually makes the mainstream. So Mariah said, "Hey," I was like, "Hey, come look up, see if you see what I see." And they all said, "Yeah, right." And if anybody knows, right, if you've actually seen a UFO or anything like that, you always want somebody else to come look, because you're like, "No, come on, right? Am I really seeing this? Am I, did I drink too much coffee? Did I, smoke a little too much of this or a little too much of that type of situation?" But it does help. You get somebody to come look over your shoulder and see what you're seeing and confirm that, yeah, I don't know what that is, and that looks pretty weird. It doesn't mean aliens, of course not. That's a little more different than the conversation and why we do this conversation. But it is, right? You get somebody to kind of confirm the story, and you don't seem crazy, do you? So there we go. According to Mariah, the object appeared to be larger than a telephone pole and was moving so fast but did not make any sound. See, there's additional details. Intrigued, the couple then followed the UFO in their car for about 3 miles before stopping on Farrington Highway, where they saw it fall into the ocean, prompting them to call the police. When officers arrived, they saw yet another unidentified white light that appeared to be traveling in the same direction as the blue object, Mariah said. It then disappeared after passing over a mountain. Police reported the incident to the Federal Aviation Administration, but the agency has since said they never received any reports of overdue or missing aircraft. So, as we can see, this is not a plane. At least it's not one that's on the books. This is an off the books something or other, whether it's military or whatever's going on with this. But it is notable that it did make some mainstream press here, and I thought it was again, like I said, pretty neat that some of this stuff is actually hitting the news wires, and people are talking about it. So thought I'd point this out if you guys hadn't seen it. I know we have some folks that listen in Hawaii, so I'm curious if any of you guys out there maybe saw this, the UFO. And there's, again, a closer photograph of this if you want to see what it actually looks like, which, again, appears to be like maybe just like a bent straight line sort of thing, just slightly concave. And in the second picture here has like a little, maybe a little tail or something sticking out behind it. Interesting and notable, and UFOs are great.